I'm gonna take you guys out in the backyard and show you what I got going on. It's very hot out here, but I promise that these will be fine as they're a little droopy. But I absolutely love my fabric pots, and I have them in several sizes. This is the 5-gallon, this is the 10-gallon, and in a minute I'll take you over and show you the 20. And I've got some new seeds, hopefully coming up in a couple of days. Have some mint, tomatoes, squash, kale still hanging on, and I've got a little lemon tree. Hopefully they'll turn yellow soon. And then over here, I personally have decided that the majority of my space I want for food. I think the herbs make a very pretty scenery as well. So I have some herbs planted in here. I have some pineapple sage, and this is holy basil. That is some holy basil right there. Just putting food in every pot that I have. I had this beautiful, I guess it's really to hold ice. You know, I guess people can use it for whatever they want, but I decided to drill some holes in the bottom, and I have some cucumbers planted in there. Again, every pot, flowers, kale, and I just planted some new kale, so soon there'll be some popping up over here. This one is heat tolerant, grown very well. These are my raised beds that my husband made for me in 2020. And right now I have some Brussels sprouts growing, and this is the first time that I have grown Brussels sprouts, and I didn't know that this is where they appear. I think that's kind of cool. So they're starting to make their appearance, their debut. And if you look over here, these are doing a little better, coming along. And you can see how we have these hoses, the drip hoses, hooked up down here. I have some kale right here that is about to be done because it's getting too hot. So I'm gonna harvest the kale. Over here I have tomatoes and squash. And if you look in there, that squash is doing so well. And that will be if the squash vine borer doesn't get to them before I do, which is a sad story where I live. I don't know why, but it's such a problem here, which is why we did raised beds, but apparently birds still drop them or something because they continue to get into the beds. Then I have a couple blueberry bushes, which have taken several years to be producers. As you see, it's doing pretty good this year. I think that my husband has finally come to terms with I get the backyard and he gets the front. It took a little while. Here you can see the soaker hose a lot clearer. And I do need another 25 feet because I want it to cover a lot more space. It's so much more convenient to just turn the water on, turn your timer on 30 minutes, and be done. I have squash over here, some cucumbers, jalapenos. Oh goodness, this is a new one for me. I don't remember. Good thing I put that in there, that's thyme. I should know thyme, but I'm so used to it just being dried. I love how you can rub your hands on it. It smells so good. I have some flowers placed around the garden. Nasturtiums popping up finally, some parsley, and right here I just planted some marigolds. I'll be happy when those pop up, and we have some beautiful flowers. Here I have a fig tree because my husband wouldn't allow me to plant it in the yard, and I'll show you why in a minute. And this was one of the first garden beds, and this one in ground with just some decoration. Then I have my lemon balm over here. We have a suffering blueberry bush. It's getting better, but it went through a little bit of trauma when we moved it, and I guess Maverick likes the blueberries, so.
I think we found the real problem.
Here are, this one's new this year, my 20-gallon. Have not used these before, but I am enjoying being able to easily increase my garden space just with some fabric pots. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this video to you, because if you live in an apartment or you only have a very small space, you still can make gardening happen with some fabric pots. Or even a raised bed. It doesn't have to be this big. You could just do a 3x3 and you would be amazed what you can pack into a small space. And then you can have your own salsa garden. In the summertime, I really enjoy mint tea, or I'll just pop a leaf off and just chew it because I love it. I love herbs, and they're so good for you. So I already have a fig tree right here, and I think I got 8. Last year was the first year that it produced figs, and I think I got 8, and they were absolutely delicious. So hopefully I'll get more, but anyways, we don't know how big this is gonna get, and so my husband didn't want the fig trees taking up the whole backyard. This was an original and a kit, which they do not hold up near as well as when you make them yourself, but we still have had this for years, and it's still going strong, even though it's kind of off kilter, but who cares? It still holds in the dirt. It is. We started with this short one, and we doubled it because it just made more sense, because so many of the plants need more depth, and so bright idea there. And then here we have our watermelons in the 20-gallon pots. This is gonna be a sunflower, which I adore. And I love to watch the bees crawling around the flower. So here's the terrible hook, and here's the fabulous hook. I absolutely love these. These have been a game changer because it really holds the hose. Newest edition. This is our 8x4, 24 inches tall, and I love this height. One, dogs don't jump in it. It's very easy to work out of. The only thing is, it took a lot to fill it. So we're thinking about doing one more, but again, it takes a lot of dirt and a lot of time. But over the years, I'm sure it will be very worth it. And then we just get whatever we have around to make trellises out of. And this poor little one's probably not gonna make it. These are the worst tomato holders ever. I don't recommend ever buying these. They're just a waste of your money. But anyway, we're going to be building on to secure. These are honey squash, butternut squash. So we're going to be building some nice trellis for those. And I do think that one is pretty. I like it, and I'll hoist up that tomato when it gets a little bit bigger. But my favorite thing out here, I want to show you. I love rain barrels, and I have 2 of them. God's water is the absolute best, and we will never be able to trump it. So when I water my plants with the water from here, I just feel like it does so much better. And this is almost full. This is not my favorite rain barrel, I will tell you that. And I'll show you, this right here gets to be a mess. I have to clean it up a lot more often. I'm still grateful for it, but I'm gonna show you, since I'm spoiled by the other one. But I've had lots of water to be able to water my plants. Have to have some beautiful roses around. Those are fun. And then a friend of mine gave me some yarrow. Yarrow is so nutritive, and if you look, the plants tell us what they are good for. This looks like veins. It is good for the vein system. And you know, just like if you think about a beet kind of looks like a heart, and a beet is good for the heart, and it's red. It's just kind of cool. It tells a story. Okay, so I'm going to show you my other rain barrel. This, of course, is our favorite feature, our pond. And every fish that is in that pond was a gift. They would be super expensive. We have koi that are this big, and it just blesses my heart that we have been gifted with such amazing creatures. We love to sit out here, drink our coffee, and hear the waterfall and watch the fish, feed the fish. I'll put my feet in the water and have them come nibble. My favorite, I think we got this one from Tractor Supply, and we got the black one from Walmart. That's right. So I don't have to clean this, ever. He has a green thumb.
Tractor Supply.
The top of this is, it's very nice and neat the way that they did it. I never have to clean it. It's not loaded with any nastiness. And I love it so much. Just easy. It's so easy. So we did this last year, and I highly recommend, if you get a rain barrel, go ahead and prop it up, because it makes filling your buckets or your watering cans so much easier. And I still haven't figured it out completely, but that's where we are right now. That's what we know. We're going to be adding on and show you what we're doing and sharing our successes and failures at the same time. This gardening life has not been easy for me, but one thing I am not doing is giving up. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'd like to hear from you. Comment down below. Let me know what you're doing with your gardens. Are you gardening? Have you started yet? What kind of veggies are you growing? Like, subscribe, and please hit that bell for more. You guys have a great day. You know, I'm trying to stop myself from saying the word actually. It's a really bad habit. So I am calling myself out right now, and hopefully that will help. It just depends on how much time I have, whether I actually turn on the hose. And we actually edit all of them out. Oh, capture the lizard, capture the lizard.